Hi. Okay. See what's going on. My viewer. Whoa. That one flew out. Have a look. Oh. Inseparable. Our love is always there despite the distance. Unworthy. You're a better person than I am. Ego. I let my pride get in the way of our connection. Third party. There were other things that got in the way of us being together. Secrets. I haven't told you everything. Inseparable. Unsatisfied. I wasn't happy in the way things were going. Unworthy. Unexpected outcome. Things didn't go the way I planned. And regret. I wish this never happened. Ego. Holding back. I should have expressed myself better. Third party. Chemistry. I never felt a passion this intense. Secrets. Responsibilities. I have to take care of my financial and emotional needs. Okay, so there could have been children involved within this connection. Possibly like on this person's side, they had children with someone else, which didn't get in the way, but it was hard for them to have this connection with you, whilst maybe that wasn't quite sorted out. Maybe the co-parenting arrangements hadn't been quite, weren't quite balanced enough for them to make a success with it, with you. This person has regrets over the separation. They didn't expect for this to happen. They don't feel worthy of you anymore, or maybe they didn't at all. Maybe they didn't express to you how they felt. The ego got in the way here. They were unable to emotionally open up to you. They didn't want to seem weak, or they didn't want to come across as vulnerable. They were juggling other things other than this relationship. You possibly felt like you was an option, or you were definitely not a priority to this person, and they possibly kept it quite surface level with the chemistry card. They feel that passion towards you. They feel the separation now you're not together, but when you were together, you weren't getting what you needed emotionally from this person. There obviously was secrets here, but I'm wondering whether that was in regards to something financial or something that's happened which prevents this person from opening up emotionally. Or like I say, maybe the co-parenting arrangements with the ex hasn't been sorted well enough for them to have the time to make you a priority when they can, outside of the parent role. Let's have a look. Our love is always there despite the distance. Our love is always there despite the distance. They still have hope for this connection. They've tried letting go. One more for that. Yeah, they're viewing you as a missed opportunity. I think they've gained some clarity on this situation. They want their happiness. It's about sorting out things from the past to enable you to be able to both move forward. But at the moment, they really are struggling with the fact that you're not together, that you're not talking. Why weren't they happy with the way things were going? Couldn't offer you what you wanted. Maybe they were having some financial problems as well, or they just couldn't give you anything that you deserved emotionally, financially, any sort of stability. They couldn't give you more than what they were giving you at the time. And that's why they're saying that they weren't happy with the way things were going. They weren't happy with that either, but it's as if they had no choice. They were overburdened. They felt they had a lot of responsibilities and stress from outside interference. Why does this person feel unworthy? Because they've caused some trust issues, a disconnect between the two of you. They know they've hurt you. Anything else? That you've become quite cold to this person. You walked away to protect yourself. That they felt like they had no choice but to behave the way they did. They couldn't offer you anymore. They just physically couldn't at that time. But like I say, it's something that you're not aware of. There's secrets here. There's something that was hidden, which is why you possibly didn't understand what was going on here. Not your fault. Unexpected outcome. Outcome. Okay. They didn't expect you to walk away. I feel that this could possibly be a bit of a codependent energy. Possibly because it was kind of this person was only giving you so much, and because you wanted more and this person was incapable of giving it to you, you were possibly being a bit of a chaser, not in a toxic way. Now this person, it's like the unexpected outcome. The tables have turned. They feel unworthy because you found the strength to walk away and they didn't think that you could. They honestly thought that you would wait for them to sort this mess out. Regret, and you didn't. What are they regretting? The instability that they caused to this connection. Focusing on other things, work potentially here. Yeah, not moving quick enough. It's too slow. Not making any forward movement. You were quite stuck. They were very focused on career, rather than emotional, and they were working hard, but they were working hard in areas that weren't anything to do with you at the time. The energy was lacking. You felt unsatisfied because this person showed that they didn't appreciate you, they didn't give you any time, they were prioritising other things. Now they're in regret over that. Ego. Yeah, they know they've been foolish with you. They've had a massive aha moment when it comes to you. Yeah, the imbalance within this connection that they've caused. And they're wanting to bring balance to this. They know their ego and pride got in the way and they acted foolishly with you. What did they hold back on? What did they hold back? They have regret about not seizing this opportunity with you, not giving you anything emotionally, and I think either you walked away because of the lack, or they walked away because they didn't feel good enough for you, because you've told this person this isn't enough, something's got to change. One of you or both of you have walked away from this connection because it wasn't working, it wasn't fair. You were possibly pouring everything into this person and they were giving you nothing in return. What was the third party? Releasing pain from the past. Maybe they've not gotten over something from the past. Feeling stuck. Unresolved issues. I think this was unresolved responsibilities from the past, children, separation, the pain they've felt prior to. It's that's what made them stuck. Things that they needed to deal with and settle and move on from, they hadn't done that. They hadn't made those necessary steps. Chemistry. Lots of passion for you here. Lots of passion. They think about you all of the time, how intense this connection was. They do want a new beginning with you. They are so stuck in their head about the closeness that you had with this person. Secrets. What are the secrets? Secrets. Yeah, I think the secrets are literally the fact that they'd not sorted other, like I say, things from the past needed sorting before they could actually take action with you. They are strategizing now. It's bringing a little bit of anxiety and a bit of mental overload on this person in regards to sorting these things out, because I think they've been so used to one steady, and they don't want to rock the boat with whoever this is. Anything else? Yeah, third party. There's something here with an X, I think, as well. I think they were very focused on work. They had they feel that they've got lots of responsibilities. They've got to be financially stable, possibly for the children from an ex relationship. And I don't think that's been sorted properly. I feel their ex could potentially be a little bit manipulative here, and not wanting this person to have that space that they have. Maybe they have their child every single weekend. They have their child all the time, which is, the children are going to come first. Absolutely, that's not a question here. But there has to be that balance for this person to be able to move on with their life and have a successful relationship. And I think that is what hasn't been sorted here. something to do with children, ex, and work. And it's stressing this person out. Yeah. You didn't know that this was... I feel that this was hidden from you. Or they weren't aware that this was an issue until they met you. But they've come into some sort of clarity here, a different perspective. They know that they need to close out this cycle to be able to make success elsewhere as well. They can still have the responsibilities. They can still, you know, do all of that. But I don't see why you should be put on a back burner and put at the very bottom of the list, including this person's ex. This person knows that. Anything else? Yeah, ego. Ego got in the way here. They do want success. They want success in every area, but they know that this is kind of them keeping the peace. Like I said, they're keeping the peace. They're trying to keep the balance. They're trying to please everybody. Unfortunately, they weren't trying to please you. It was everyone else they were trying to please, bar you. And now they've lost you because of that reason. They held back on their emotions. They were incapable of giving you what you needed emotionally, or as a commitment, they couldn't give you that either because they were still tied to something they'd not fully sorted. I don't see these feelings here, but it's definitely impacted on your connection. Definitely. Anything else from this person? Anything else from this person? They think about you at night. No one else compares to you. They know that now. They've, you know, they don't like being in silence with you. You're obviously not talking at the moment. The truth is more complicated than you think. So those secrets, what they've been trying to juggle, not that it's an excuse, but it's a reason. Endings aren't always endings. This isn't the end of this connection. This person needs to sort out this mess. They need to get the ducks in a row in a different area so that you and them can be successful. It's just whether or not you are willing to be patient, because you've already been kind of put on a back burner here. My viewer in this situation, see your perspective. Yeah, you've been concentrating on yourself in this separation, trying to give yourself that self-love, trying to heal from this. You've tried to see this person's side of the story. You're one of them that, like, you know, you want to be fair. And, you know, there's been mistakes here on both sides, you feel. I think you've found this through self-reflection yourself. What wasn't working, that the mistakes were made. You tried to understand, but at what cost? At yourself, the cost at yourself. You're trying to forgive this person, but you're struggling, trying to get over how they've treated you here. You're trying to open a new chapter. You're trying to move on after this healing journey. But you do feel that this isn't over. There's unfinished business here between you and this person. you're a bit doubtful that this will end and that you will be a priority in this person's eyes. There's been a bit of time here. There's been a bit of time within this separation. Yeah, and disagreements happen during. I think you feel that this is over. You're trying to move on. You're trying to forgive. You're not trying to hold that resentment. But you've reflected on the mistakes that have been made. You know, the disagreements here. This is your thought processes. Has anything changed? If this person was to come back, what's changed? Have they sorted the shit out? Which I don't think is unreasonable for you to ask at all. However, this is a soul contract. You have a soul contract with this person. You both needed this time to reflect on this. This person felt very overwhelmed because of what was going on. They want a conversation with you about reunion with you because they can't stop thinking about you. They're feeling guilty for how they treated you. You don't want to chase this anymore. You felt like there was some dishonesty in this and a lot of damage was done. But with self-reflection, with this person looking at it from a different angle now, they know that they're the ones that sabotage this, but they also know that you're destined to be together. They're going to escape this cycle that they're in right now, and although they showed you that they made you feel unappreciated and neglected, they want to come in after this space and they want to mend it with you. I think it's cute. Just make sure this person sorted out what they needed to sort out. Otherwise you possibly will be going around and around, but this person is fully aware of what they need to do to make it successful with you. They don't like the separation, they don't like the silence, they don't like the fact that they've held back from you because now they know what they've let go of. And they know what they need to sort to make this work. So good luck. Bye.